How to ensure employees follow procedures. There is a simple way to make procedures stick, and it's not what you think. You don't need to micromanage. You need to set up the correct system and let it work. Accountability doesn't need to be like policing. There is a way to make it natural and part of your culture. By the end of this video, you will know the systems and habits that make following a procedure the default, not the exception. Ensuring that your employees are actually following the procedures can be the make-break of a business. Because if you don't have that, you are always in the business. The knowledge is always in your head, can't be transferred to others. You are bombarded by questions. You're not sure if the results of whatever is being done, whether it's a service, a product, you are not sure if it's going to be consistent, and it's very hard to scale. So you know the effect that it has on your business. So what do we do about it? Believe it or not, it's actually not very complicated. It's actually pretty simple to get those processes followed. And I know you might be saying, yes, Adi, maybe it's simple for you, but I've been trying for years and it's not working. I get it. I totally get it because I hear it day in and day out from business owners. So I'm going to break it down for you into a system and a habit formation that will actually lead to those processes being implemented. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to make sure that everyone is on board. It's a mindset. You, your team, your leadership team, everyone has to be on board that yes, implementing processes is important and it is something that you're all going to work together to achieve that. The second thing that you have to understand, and everyone has to understand, that this is not a one and done. This is not something that's going to happen overnight. But there are a lot of things in business that do not happen overnight. It's hard work, it's dedication, and it takes the entire team to do it together. So if you have that commitment, you're going to make it happen. Many times I see that processes are, maybe they're documented, even if they're not documented perfectly, they have some documentation, but they're not being followed because the right amount of work was not put into getting those implemented. It's not enough to write them. The computer is not going to follow your procedures. It's not enough just to give, even if you print it and you give a piece of paper, the piece of paper is not going to follow the procedures. You got to make sure that you are developing that habit that those procedures are going to get referred to and are going to get followed. How do you do that? As I said, you're getting the buy-in, and I have a whole video that I recorded on how to do that, how to write a survey, how to send it to everyone, how to get everyone on board. So make sure to subscribe to my channel and look for that video so you can follow that step, which is the first step. You roll it out to everyone. You make sure that you train correctly on the procedures. Even if you have a staff member that has been there for 30 years, it doesn't matter. If you are writing those procedures and you're rolling them out, everyone has to read those because everyone has to be on the same page. And if nothing else, that employee that has been there for 30 years, they will know what the new employees are being trained on, but also will be able to also give advice or feedback on the process, which is very important. Again, if you listen to my other videos, you know that I'm a big proponent of utilizing your entire team when you are writing your procedures. So it's not just your activity, but it's gathering the knowledge from everyone because that knowledge is very valuable. But let's say you didn't do it or you still have employees that didn't give you feedback, they all need to be trained on it. And then there is a survey that follows the training to find out what they learned from it, how they can apply it, how they can use it. So as you can see, it is a collaborative approach and you have to work on it. If you don't want to work on it yourself, if you are the founder, the owner, or you are on the leadership team, fine, find somebody that can be the champion and will make sure that people are reading the procedures and providing the feedback and getting that buy-in. Once that happens, then it is time to utilize the procedures in day-to-day activities. So if someone comes to you and asks you a question, then at that moment you need to decide whether you are going to use the procedures and direct them to look at the procedures, or you are going to answer the question. Yes, it might take you a minute to answer the question. It might take you 2-3 minutes to find the procedures or direct them to the procedure. Yes, it might be easier to just come up with the answer just like that. It might take a little bit more time. But think about the future because that enables asking you more questions. And every time that there is a problem, they come to you as opposed to direct them to the procedure. Of course, we are assuming that you have that procedure documented and that you have it on a platform that is easily accessible, which are two key components to have before you can even roll out the procedures or get them followed. But if you have that, then you will direct your team member to look at it. And it doesn't mean that now you're not going to talk to anyone anymore at all. That's not the point. It's the opposite. You are going to elevate the conversations that you are going to have with your team members to higher conversations, maybe discuss strategy, maybe discuss process improvement, but not having to repeat yourself. You have your receptionist come in to your office and say, hey, I have a customer that is asking me this and this. What should I say? The answer is, well, do we have it as part of our standard operating procedure? And assuming you do, the answer should be, oh, yes, we do. Okay, great. I'll tell you what. Go check it out. Look for the answer there. After you read it, if you still have questions or you're not sure how to apply that, then come back and I'll coach you and we'll role play it or we'll figure it out how to apply that. That way, you're not closing the door and you're not making yourself not accessible and you're not looking like a boss that doesn't want to talk to anyone, but it also directs the team member to go look at the procedure. So then next time when a scenario like that comes up, the employee can directly go into the procedure. And it might take 2 or 3 times for you to repeat it until they get it that this is the way you do it. So this is on a one-on-one situation, but it can also be done during your team meetings. Emphasize the importance of using the procedures. Use the procedures in order to resolve day-to-day issues, day-to-day problems that come up. I frequently refer to it in my videos. And again, make sure to subscribe. I refer to it as, is it a people problem, a process problem, or both? And we gotta take a look at it. For every issue that comes up, do we have a process? Was the process followed? If it wasn't followed, why not? So many questions you can ask, and you start asking those questions to uncover what really happened. But your team will get accustomed that you are using those procedures in order to solve problems. And that is a key component in order to get those procedures followed by all. So it's really not micromanaging. You're not going after people and asking them, well, did you follow the procedure? Did you follow the procedure? You can see the results, right? Because you can see that if there is an issue, and if there is an issue, that means that there were no results or faulty results or incorrect results, not enough results from the process you were using or that should have been applied. So then you take a look at it and you figure out a solution based on that. And accountability doesn't have to be something that is unpleasant. You're creating a culture where you are showing by example how processes are being followed. So what will happen is that your team is going to get accustomed to it. They can see that this is the way the things work in this company. And they're going to start using it and hold each other accountable for using those procedures. So it is persistence. It's hard. It's not easy. I acknowledge that it's not, but it doesn't mean that it's efforty or hard or something that is unpleasant. It's just something that you have to do. Just like you have to sell in order for you to have more new customers or new clients. You have to pay the bills so you continue to have a company. You also have to make sure that your processes are being followed by using it on a day-to-day basis, by reminding, by making it important, and it will become second nature where you're going to have more and more order in your business, in your company, and people will gravitate toward using those procedures because they will see the results. And as always, in order for you to implement those processes, you have to have them documented. So in my next video, I am going to show you how to create processes and procedures that can be followed easily because they are written correctly. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.